It's a phone. It does things that we can talk live. We can talk to people in other countries. How does it work? I have no idea. So it's useless for me to go back into time.
Yeah,
But
well, I'm on a need to know basis. They're the only things I need to know. Not need to know everything.
yep, my mom always just says that's magic. Anyway, you guys, hi everybody. Happy Thursday. Kathy Norton here, Manuela Mercagiani, of course, the woman founder of this incredible brand, Isomers. I'm super excited. Uh, Today, on a very kind of cloudy day here up north, I want to talk about brightening. So
All right.
I'm all about brightening. So this is really that your brightening solution. We're going to talk about vitamin C. We've got two products that we're going to cover today, both brand new. So you guys are very excited, brand new to back to Shop HQ, but of course in the world of skincare, not
Mhm.
new. Manuel is going to answer a bunch of questions for you. But before we go on, I have a question for all of you, and that is this. Do you currently incorporate any form of vitamin C into your AM or PM routine? And if you can answer that in the comments, we're going to put you in the running for a $25 Shop HQ credit. So again, that question is, are you using any vitamin C in your AM or PM routine? So we'll talk all about that. But the theme is really brightening your skin, and we're really excited about that. So that's what we're going to talk about today. I mean, high level, Manuela, if someone's going, okay, vitamin C, and by the way, you guys, we're going to play a fun thing. I'm going to do myth busting with Manuela. She's a cosmetic chemist, so it's like ask her anything. So I've got a bunch of myths that she's going to bust about vitamin C. And we'll talk a little bit about later on during the show. I want to talk a little bit about like AI and digital personas and all of that, kind of crazy stuff, right? So I'm going to plug in my computer while you sort of take us through kind of the high level of what vitamin C is and what's benefiting for us.
All right.
Okay.
Well, let's talk. All right. Thank you so much for that. I'm a cosmetic chemist. own and operate Isomers Laboratories, as you know, out of Toronto, Canada. And our skincare is always based on science. So it's not about trends. It's not about the latest fancy ingredient or what's new in the marketplace. It's all about what makes sense scientifically. So there's a lot of research on vitamin C, and its a relationship with collagen. The relationship of vitamin C has with collagen is vitamin C is a cofactor, which means that it is responsible or necessary for the creation of collagen. So when you're eating an orange or when you're having peppers or like green peppers or red peppers that have a lot of kiwi that have a lot of vitamin C in them, they're actually helping your body do the collagen building. It's helping create this collagen. So scientists are looking at this and they're looking at aging and they're looking at the skin quality and texture, and they realize that not only do we have a clock that's fighting us as we age, but we also have the environment. We have free radicals, we have pollution, we have UV that attack us. So it breaks down the largest organ of the body a little bit faster than the inside. This is why they started looking at vitamin C and how protective can it be and how can it fight premature aging. So that's photoaging, that's damage from the environment, right? So we find that a lot of times there's the wear and tear of the UV exposure and things that happen to us. So the relationship between topical vitamin C and anti-aging is huge. The relationship between vitamin C, collagen building, vitamin C, skin brightening, vitamin C, less lines and wrinkles, vitamin C, less scarring. This has all been documented. It's all been proven. And over the years, what they've done is people have tried to find the right type of vitamin C, or they're all jumping on a vitamin C bandwagon. But here's the truth. Vitamin C, you need very specific types of vitamin C that actually work. Not all vitamin C is created equal. So when you're getting vitamin C at 20+% or 100%, or this is not what your skin needs. Your skin, what the science has shown is you need a form of vitamin C, usually L-ascorbic or ethyl-ascorbic acid or magnesium ascorbyl phosphate. There's certain versions of the vitamin C molecule. And the reasons why you need those versions, it's all about its acidity and how it's going to play with your skin, because that's really important. It's got to be the right key to be able to fit into your skin to do what it needs to do. Then you need the right volume. You need the right amount. we find that 10% is not enough and 20% is too much. Why? Because your skin cells actually can become cytotoxic. So just how you can get drunk by drinking too many shots of vodka or wine, your skin can get drunk or a cytotoxic by having too much vitamin C at once. So people don't really think about the cytotoxicity. That is why a 15% formulation is the sweet spot. It's not too strong, it's not too light. It's in a format that works. Then you have a ferulic acid combination that's going to help boost your vitamin C penetration and work better. So vitamin C has been identified as a very key ingredient in keeping your skin brighter, even, keeping more collagen being made. And then you want to be able to keep it active because of how an antioxidant works is it neutralizes the free radical and then it dies kind of thing. So when you have it blended with the ferulic, it's going to allow it to do work for a longer period of time. So it's not just going to have a shift of 10 or 15 minutes. It's going to be able to work longer and longer and longer. So vitamin C is very important. And you're going to find that vitamin C is great as the first thing you start using in your early 20s, something that you maintain in your 30s, 40s, 50s. In your 60s, you still need it because your body is still working to, you still need to protect against the free radical damage. You still need to build, you still need to nourish. And this is why vitamin C is important. So what we've created here, and this is a bonus size.
I know. I was just gonna say, you guys are not. So normally, you would just be like for that bonus size, you guys. It is you're looking at a. We've got 120 mil. That's normally $240. $240. It's like you're getting four of these.
Four.
So you're getting like four of these, right? But you're only paying for one because we're taking that price down from $240. Are you ready for this one? Down to $59.99. That is a 75% savings. 75%. So not just like you're paying for that, but you're getting this and then two more, right? So
Getting
you're
four of
going
those bottles.
four.
So you're getting the 4-ounce size. This is 120 ml. Okay, and so the price that you're getting through Shop HQ here, what they're able to give you is better than wholesale. This is what I love this community. I love the fact that we're able to do this a couple of times a week and we're able to talk to them. Take a look at that formulation. The formulation is beautiful. This one does, oh, this is how it becomes sealed. You're gonna put a couple of drops of the vitamin C serum on your face, neck, hands, décolleté, everywhere you want to protect your skin, right? You can use this, and with the bonus size, get a couple. You've got 2 to 3 years shelf life, an open
Wow.
shelf life, which is really great. It's also very essential. So it's considered one of the key active ingredients for longevity in your skin. Now, people are now talking about skin longevity. They don't just say anti-aging, right?
That's right.
You need the vitamin C. It is a future proof. You can future proof your skin with the right form of vitamin C, the right dosage, the right form. Many people say, well, I use a vitamin C or whatever. The science really matters. Now, the reason why you're getting such a great value, it's laboratory direct. Otherwise, this would be a few $100s.
Right. I mean, $240 is our normal price, right? And you guys are getting, you're getting four for the price of one right now today. And now I double checked. We have fewer than 200 available for the entire day. And that's only going to happen today. While we are here, I want you guys to know that we're not going to just stop there. We're going to talk in a little bit about the brightening cream that goes with it. So we're going to sort of build your story, but we've got to say hello to some people. Jane says, yep, she's using vitamin C. Deborah is using Isomers vitamin C. And they work synergistically together with the ferulic. Deborah says hi. Harry's watching a Shop HQ. Jessica, hi, you guys. I'm so excited.
Hi.
So let's talk a little bit about, you said something, and I want to just sort of veer off before we get back onto vitamin C. You said something about longevity, and that was one of the topics I wanted to cover today, longevity lifestyle, right? We're not saying anti-aging anymore. I mean, that's a word that seems, now we're talking about skin longevity, right? We're talking about aging backwards, maybe, like it was, all you have to do is look at Manuela to see what aging backwards looks like. But it's long term, and how do we build skin longevity, skin health span? What is, from a cosmetic standpoint, cosmetic chemist, what is skin longevity all about? I mean, you can read it, you can AI it, whatever, but what is it according to a cosmetic chemist?
For us, we've always been about skin longevity without actually calling it that, but we've always been about the clean, feed, correct, protect, right? So when you think about the longevity, you think about you've got to have the hygiene, which is the right pH. So you got to really understand skin, and you really have to understand the best light skin wants to be in. It's like taking a penguin and bringing them to Florida. It's not going to work, right? Because the
That doesn't
penguin,
happen.
right? The penguin can't live in Florida. It doesn't really, it needs a certain climate, like a polar bear in Miami too, right? Or a dolphin in the Arctic. It doesn't really work. But we still think that our skin, we can do whatever we want with it to some extent, but your skin has certain characteristics. So hygiene is important. Your skin has a microbiome. It's a living layer. There's good and bad bacteria. There's fungus. There's microbes. There's all this stuff on us. Just because it's invisible, people think it doesn't exist. But just because invisible doesn't mean it's not there, right? It's like, I always think about when they say, what, before discovering Mount Everest, what was the tallest mountain? It's still Mount Everest. Just because you
Yeah.
didn't know it was there doesn't change its rank.
That is the world's best analogy. It's almost like, if a tree falls in the forest, or does anybody, if no one's there to hear it, did it really happen? I'm like, yes,
Does
it
it make a
actually did.
sound?
Yeah.
Yes, of course,
I
just because
know.
you don't hear it. So with your skin has certain requirements. You need to protect its microbiome, which means your pH is very important. Then you need to feed that microbiome, make sure that the good bacteria and bad bacteria are in balance. There's a relationship. It's a yin and yang. You don't necessarily want to get rid of all bad bacteria. It serves some function, but again, you need to have the right amount of bacteria. Then you need to correct for deficiencies because of lifestyle, because of some genetic stuff, because of what happens. Maybe our skin is dehydrated, or because we're older, we don't have as much collagen, we have lines and wrinkles. So we're talking collagen. So you got to correct. Then you've got to protect. So what are we protecting from? We're protecting from dehydration. We're protecting from bacteria getting in. We're protecting from UV breaking down things. So this is all, it seems like a lot, but it's a very it's a very, I think is very straightforward procedure for skin longevity. Clean, feed, correct, protect. You
Okay, so
want
let
your
me ask you.
skin to last longer. You've got to clean it. You got to feed it. You got to give it what it needs. You don't give it like, you know, okay, so you really study menopause, right? You study
Mhm.
menopause and you go into it. And we know that when you're going through menopause and everything, the problem with menopause is estrogen, is hormones,
Yep.
right?
Yeah, I mean, your hormones they do a huge drop off. Your male partner will have more estrogen in their body than you do.
See?
Yeah.
So it's not that we're lacking slippery elm, or we're not lacking black kuhash. We're not lacking, this mushroom. No, we're lacking hormone.
Yep.
Yet people go to these weird ingredients and say, well, I need to put this on my skin, or I need to be taking this, and this is going to supplement. No. So in our formulas, our skin, the longevity, it requires hyaluronic. It requires retinoids. It requires copper peptides. These are things that are naturally occurring. This is not an unknown source. It's a
Right.
known source. It requires vitamin C. When you didn't have vitamin C, people died of scurvy. They had issues with them, right? You need it. We need it as a function. Just because our body doesn't make something on its own sometimes doesn't mean that we don't need it. Sometimes we need it from the outside. We can only make so much. We're not gods.
Yeah. So
We're just made in the image of one, but we're
right.
not actually one.
You know what I think is so interesting when we start talking about longevity and we talk about skin, the feeding it. I mean, that makes so much sense. We're depleted in other things, so we have to feed it. I mean, if you've got a vitamin, C deficiency internally, you're going to feed yourself vitamin C, right? So vitamin
Right.
D, all of those things. How much does stress, how much does sleep have to do with skin longevity? So let's talk about
Ton.
those other factors. If we're doing the vitamin C and someone says, you know what, I want to kind of like turn the page on, some skin health span. What else is there? I mean, talk to us about from your point of view on stress and sleep and those kind of lifestyle factors.
Stress, you've got to think of stress like a boiling pot of water. A lot is happening. And if you leave that water and it continues boiling, right, it either will all evaporate, it's too hot to handle, a lot is going on, it's depleting. Stress in our body feels like that. It's revving up a lot of things. So everything is, excited or confused or at a higher volume or in a state that is not calm. And that actually leads to aging faster because much more is happening. It's not done. That's why when people are calm or meditate or things like that, they actually have younger markers in them because it actually does soothe it down. So I think that people should try to get into. It's very difficult. I mean, it's very difficult to preach and tell people what to do because everybody's life is chaotic
For
to a
sure.
certain.
Yeah.
But, try to go to bed at the same time, more or
Yeah.
less. Wake up at the same time, more or less. Routine is really important for reducing stress and reducing confusion, right? Try to have, simple habits actually lead to longevity. I know it sounds boring, but if you always just ate, chicken and salad, like grilled chicken and salad, you'd probably be healthier than people who have all this variety of stuff,
Guess
right?
what I'm having for dinner tonight? Chicken and salad.
There you go. It's
I've
like
got
one
the
of my
chicken on
best
top.
things.
Yep.
Right? But I always have the thighs,
Yep.
skinless, boneless thighs, but the thighs
Love that.
because breast there's no flavor. But
Yeah.
anyways, I digress. You got to enjoy some part of it.
You
But
did. You did.
yeah, the stress is very for longevity, for the skin longevity, for the resilience. You want to protect it. You want to stay calm. You want to not over abuse it. Right? Rest is very important. Stretching is very important. Weightlifting is very important. These things
Very.
will add. Drink good quality water, have electrolytes. Some people
All
think,
of
well,
that.
I can get away with it. I'm drinking juice or this or that. Try to not drink juices. Like try to
Yeah.
cut your sugar out. Like sugar is not your friend,
No.
right? You got to be
It's
very
so
careful with sugar.
it's so interesting because part of what you and I have been, well, let's call it preaching about, is building routines, as boring as they sound. And so we just talked, Manuela just said about stress routines. You've got maybe it's meditation as part of your life, maybe it's grounding, walking in nature, your sleep routine. Even if you do that, it all. I mean, so turn the pages backwards. We started talking about skincare, right? So skincare routines. If you build on those routines, you are setting your skin up for skin longevity. I mean, it's
100%.
exactly what we're talking about. Yeah.
100%. And that's why this is a very important part of routine because this is the antioxidant. It's a protective. So this is building your skin, yes. It's building the collagen, stimulating the collagen, helping to play with the volume of pigment you have, like how much pigment. But also, it is a security system or neutralizes the free radicals. So it's also protection. So this is part of a routine that makes sense. It just seems like everybody talks about vitamin C. So it's got like, some people say, well, I've heard about vitamin C. I want to try something new. No,
This is
get the vitamin
this is
C right. Then you won't need other things that happen. Like once you get the vitamin C right, that's going to be such a big part of your overall skin quality that it will reduce the amount of time and money you have to spend fixing other things.
Yeah, so this is really for someone who's got uneven skin tone, right? It's for someone who's got those fine lines and wrinkles, enlarged pores for sure, and let that dullness. I mean, the only word that comes to mind really is lackluster. When you're looking in the mirror, you're like, I just, where's my glow, right? When I tell people it's time to glow up, I mean, this is it. This is what we're talking about. And we are doing something now, you guys. The bonus size Manuela has with hers. Normally, we sell them just like this, and they're
Yep.
usually for this size. What we're offering now for like 4 times it, so this times four, $59.99 instead of $240. How often, just from your point of view, because you guys are doing small batches, how often do you batch bonus sizes?
Oh, very rarely. We don't batch
Yeah.
bonus size. We did this special batch for you guys right now for the Shop HQ family because spring is around. I mean, we just started Lent, right? So we know that the other end of Lent is what? Spring. It's like one of the
Yes.
best times. It's only 40 days away. So between now and 40 days from now, what are you doing for your collagen? Every single day, you've got free radicals around you all the time. Have you taken a vacation? Have you been out in the sun? If you had UV, are you stressed out? Are you a little tired? All of these things are depleting the vitamin C, which means it's depleting the ability to build the collagen, the ability to protect your skin. So if you're looking at your skin and you're saying, you know what? I need glow. I need a little bit of resilience. I want to deal with lines and wrinkles. I want to brighten. Now, for those of you who say, I put vitamin C on and my skin, and I've used different kinds of vitamin C and my skin tends to brown. It tends to change color, right? Gets a little orangey or a little brown. The reason that is happening is the vitamin C you're using has oxidized in some format. Therefore, when you're putting it on your skin, it's working almost like a self-tanner, almost like a dihydroxyacetone. It's creating a superficial color change, but that is something that easily should be able to wash off like that evening, or use a little bit of lactic acid at nighttime. So
Yep.
that's literally what's happening. It's just kind of leaving, and not the Isomers one. Ours doesn't do that, but I just wanted to share because we've been doing a lot of content based on vitamin C lately. And one of the top questions people had is, especially from other countries, they're using vitamin C and they say, but it's not brightening my skin, it's actually making my skin darker. And the reason is because it's creating an oxidative, almost like a transition lens. It's trying to protect your skin that way through oxidation. You wash that off at nighttime. But the overall benefit of vitamin C is huge. And the vitamin C category in and of itself is actually set to grow. Even with the advent of peptides and more peptide technology that people are taking topically and internally, vitamin C is still going to be one of the key ingredients for skin longevity, regardless. So it doesn't, see, this is what's really cool, is doesn't matter how much smarter we've gotten in science, vitamin C has not lost its rank where it fits, like glutathione. It hasn't changed its importance. There's not something better than or use it, because vitamin C does what it needs to do, but also it's in a language that is usable. That's also what's key, because you can find antioxidants that are more powerful, but are they usable?
Right. And you need them at this moment, right? Is that going to be the right one? Okay, we've got people. Joyce. Joyce is joining in. Joyce, hi. She uses Jane's talking about using the vitamin C in the morning and glutathione at night.
Yes.
And yep. And Jane's going, Joyce, you can't really make a mistake with Isomers. I
Yeah.
love this. And so Deborah, of course, thanks you for the bonus size. But let's talk about when to use vitamin C, because that's going to lead us into some of our myths, because you guys, I want to do some myth busting. One of the
Yes.
biggest myths that I hear about vitamin C is that it can only be used in the morning. Is that a myth or is that a fact?
That's a myth. You can use it daytime or nighttime. You can use it in the afternoon. You can use it whenever you want. You can use it in the middle of the night if you want. Like, it is an antioxidant, so you can use it at any time. Now, the reason why you're coached or you're guided to use it in the morning is we are assuming, the biochemistry and skin experts are assuming, you're putting it in your skincare routine before your SPF.
Yes.
So you put your vitamin C on, then you put your SPF on. So say you put vitamin C serum on, and then you put your SPF cream over top. This is what they want. Why? Because it's going to allow your SPF to work better. It's going to give your skin more protection really when it needs it, before you go outdoors and before you're compromised by the UV. So this is why it's like, if you only got to choose one time a day to use it in the morning, because it's going to give you the most efficient bang for your buck, the best performance and efficacy in the morning, because of pairing it with the SPF. But if you're somebody who only uses it at night, that's fine too. But or wants to use it at night as well, that's fine too. But I would not skip the morning SPF, because it allows your sunscreen to work better, neutralizes free radicals more efficiently, leads to younger skin over time. So if you repeat this habit, just by one simple thing, Kathy, just if they added this even a couple of times a week under their SPF, a year from now, their skin probably would have younger markers than if they hadn't done it at all. Like, it's huge, the difference it'll make, cumulative.
So let's bust some myths.
Yeah.
This is going to lead us right into this. You guys, it's our myth busting moment right now. And so I love it, because we have got cosmetic chemist Manuela here with us to answer those questions that we are always like scrolling on Instagram for, asking AI in the middle of the night when you're laying in bed and you can't sleep. But here she is. So first of all, and it led me right into it when we were talking about sunscreen. Vitamin C can replace your sunscreen. Myth or fact?
Myth. It cannot replace. It is not an SPF. It is a free radical scavenger. It is not a UV filter. Those are very different functions.
Yep.
So no, it does not replace your SPF, but it works. It's an excellent partner with your SPF.
Love that. Okay, here's another myth or fact. Higher concentrations are always better.
No, higher concentrate again. Your skin could become cytotoxic. Like I said, it's like having too many shots of tequila or something like that. It's not going to be good in the sense that your skin cells, there is a thing called cytotoxicity. And the reason why a lot of vitamin C's are encapsulated and slow release is to drip just a little bit of vitamin C every hour or so into your skin, as opposed to giving it all to you at once, because your cells get overwhelmed and can't utilize it. And if they become cytotoxic, then it has to go through a different function. It can't even be working on protecting you. So it's like when you have, too much of something, you're not good for a few hours, right? You want your skin
Too
to be
much of
good
a
all
good
the
thing
time.
is not generally a good thing.
It's
I
not
mean,
necessarily a good thing,
it was
right?
like my mom
Exactly.
always said, nothing good happened after midnight, and she was 100% right about that.
Now,
So,
there you go. Or
okay, now
9 p.m. Eastern time.
exactly. Myth or fact? It causes skin sensitivity to sun.
No, it does not cause skin sensitivity to sun. It doesn't, it does not, it should not cause skin sensitivity to sun. Although, if you have acne, some people can't use vitamin C or certain forms of vitamin C. So you need to play with the version of vitamin C. There is some vitamin C, like L-ascorbic acid, that is very acidic, and that may be very uncomfortable. So you've got to change your vitamin C to support your skin tolerance.
Okay, here's another one, and I get asked this question a lot. Vitamin C cannot be used with retinol. Myth or fact?
It can be used with retinol. It
Mhm,
can be used with retinol. There's
mhm.
some brands, there's some formulas that actually have both in the formula. So you can buy a retinol cream with vitamin C in it. And a lot of times that vitamin C is acting as an antioxidant, helping to protect the integrity of the retinol and of the other antioxidants within the formulation. So you have to think about that as well. Like, it may not be as active form for how we use it in the serum in the morning, but it is an excellent cofactor for the formula. So you can use them together. They just have very different functions. I think a lot of times what people are referring to is the fact that if you are using a retinol serum, for example, a retinoic acid, and you're using a vitamin C, they may each require different pH to work. So when you're putting them together, you're creating a mess,
Yeah.
right? Because you have competing. One could be alkaline, one could be acidic, right? Or vice versa. But this is why you should not overdo. Like, if it's in a formula by itself, go ahead. If otherwise, split them up, one in the morning, one at night.
Okay,
But you
and
can use
last,
them together. There's really no, you would also pace it. Like, you could do the retinol, you wait a minute or two, allow it to do what it's got to do, then add the vitamin C, leave that alone for a minute or two, and then continue with your skincare routine.
and that's always my recommendation. I always like to do a little something between each, kind of step. Okay, and last but not least, vitamin C is only for aging skin. Myth or fact?
It's a myth, because vitamin C is for pigmentation. Vitamin C is for helping with collagen quality. Vitamin C protects against free radical damage. So it's preventing aging as well, but it's also about the quality and color of your skin. So it's not just
So
for aging.
it's so interesting, and I will tell you guys, if you can go to like 99% of the dermatologists out there, they've got their own thing that they're promoting, but they'll all agree vitamin C. I mean, it's kind of universally agreed on by dermatologists, cosmetic scientists, people who have been studying skin. It's one of the powerhouses, so you need to have that for your routine.
You
So
have to, because vitamin C, when you look at vitamins, okay, when you look at collagen, okay, so what's your skin made out of? Collagen, right? Most abundant protein of your skin. What makes collagen? There
yeah.
are amino acids and vitamin C. So you must have, vitamin C has to be in the equation. If you take vitamin C out of the equation, you can't make the collagen. This is why the doctors and derms talk about, yes, you need it, because it's something that has to be there.
Well, let's talk about the 1-2 punch. I promised you something, another brand new item to Shop HQ. If you guys are brand new, welcome on in. Isomers was on Shop HQ. Was it 28 years?
Yeah,
28 years.
28 years
So
now.
Yeah,
Woo!
and we've been listening because all of Manuela's, diehard community that's been following and waiting for her to come back on Shop HQ. We heard what you said. We need more product. So we brought you something brand new today, and this is going to be your vitamin C brightening cream. This is the 50 mil, regularly priced is $44. It's on sale today, 20% off for $34.99. You've got your 1-2 punch here. Of course, you're going to get the bonus size in the serum, but this is going to be that brightening cream, my favorite ever delivery system. You're going to just pump that up and you get just the right amount. And it looks like it's just this beautiful golden
Golden.
color. Yeah.
Yeah, this one is golden because it also has the alpha arbutin in here. So you've got the alpha arbutin. It's very brightening for the skin, evens out that skin pigmentation, works on sunspots, liver spots, works on any kind of those aging markers that you have on your skin. This is going to also give you hydration, moisturization, niacinamide, ethyl ascorbic acid, very important stabilized form of vitamin C, plus all the skin brighteners and correctors in here, and supports your skin barrier. So this one is really giving you the 1-2 punch. This is the infusion. You've got the bonus size of the serum. On top of the serum, you have to put a moisturizer on. Sometimes you want to put you don't want to put a moisturizer that's going to go against all the antioxidant work that the vitamin C is giving you. So this one's going to add to it. So this is going to be even more brightening. What's great about this, you can use it on thicker skin, on your body, on your neck, on your décolleté, on your hands, back of your hands. A lot of times you start getting, liver spots, sunspots, whatever you want to call that pigmentation change on your skin. So we've amplified this with the alpha arbutin in here and the niacinamide. So you're getting those clinical doses.
So, guys, I want to point out that you have got up on your screen right now. This is the After Sun vitamin C. We're talking about now the vitamin C brightening cream. So
The
the
brightening
After Sun, you can probably find online right now, but we're going to go ahead and just talk more about that brightening cream. So vitamin C, peptide rich, so you're getting, when you're always looking for the newest, latest, and greatest, you're getting the the stay true vitamin C. You're getting the new peptides. But again, it's about texture, it's about pore size, it's about all of those great benefits that you're getting. So how do we use it? I mean, I'm asking the obvious question that a lot of people who understand the routine, but give us the routine for these two together and why we would need them to work together.
Okay, so first of all, you're going to cleanse your skin, clean skin. Then you're going to use your serum. So you put your serum on. You put your serum on first. That's the lightest one. You put your serum on. You let it absorb into your skin. Once your serum is on, if you do not follow up with a cream, an occlusive, okay, what will happen is your serum can evaporate the opposite way. Instead of going into your skin, it goes out and dissolves, right? It can also dehydrate your skin, and that's with all serums, right? Dehydrate your skin and compromise your skin barrier. So you want a cream. The cream here is going to boost your skin barrier, reduce transepidermal water lock, seal in the actives, and protect your skin. So you need a cream. This cream in particular has some of what is in the serum, so you're getting some forms of vitamin C. You're getting the ethyl ascorbic acid, but on top of that, you're getting niacinamide for barrier boosting. You're getting ceramides for barrier boosting. You're getting alpha arbutin for brightening as well, and literally for pigmentation. So when you get into pigmentation, when you actually have dark spots or light spots, the pigmentation is either turned up too high or not turned up enough. This is going to be able to go in and play with that. So you're getting a lot of antioxidant protection, but you're also getting the blanket of coverage. A serum alone, although they're very powerful and they're all very efficient, a serum's vulnerability is the fact that it has no fat in it.
No
You need the
barrier.
fat to close the door, no
Mhm.
barrier, right? So you need to have that cream to stop it from going away, right?
Okay, I've got like the craziest like left turn to make right here, and I'm dying to hear what you have to think about this.
All right.
I want to talk about AI and virtual skin. And what I'm talking about for all you guys out there is they're creating digital personas out there. So people that are spokespeople, actors, actresses that are completely digital created. They're not actual live humans. I want to get your from a beauty perspective. I want you to talk to us about how that affects the way that we're thinking about beauty. I mean, before it was just about filters. Now it's about digital personas. So I just want to open up that conversation because I think that we talk a lot about, you know, yeah, how our skin looks, and we want to have it be the best that it can possibly look for us. But how do we feel about digital personas? I mean, filters was one thing, but now it's a whole different thing. Let's talk about that.
Well, I guess for me, how I feel about something like that is I feel always about things that are aspirational, right? So I think about when I was younger and I didn't know, like, really young, you didn't know. And I used to watch a Hollywood movie or whatever, and I didn't understand about filters or aging. And I would look at certain people with certain talent or certain capabilities, and it would be like, okay, well, there's something for me to aspire to or something I want to learn from or learn. But so in one aspect, I guess somebody that is AI driven can be perfect in so many ways so that it can create a dance routine that you can follow in that sense.
I
But
like that.
so the dance steps, you want to learn to dance. Remember, one of those things that if you want to be successful, look at successful people. What did they do? And that's what, Dale Carnegie and all those guys used to do things like that. They used to interview successful people and they figured out what were the steps they took and they wrote down what steps they took. And technically that if you follow those steps, you too can be, right? All right.
Sure.
So that's why we go to school. That's why we have universities. That's why there's programs with entry levels and then mastering something. That
Sure.
makes sense. So there's aspirational. So I think with that kind of AI persona, you can, if done properly, because you have to see who's driving this. What is their ultimate um, end game? Is it for good or is it for bad? Like, are they being
Yes.
evil? Are they being helpful?
Right.
What's their motivation? But let's say they have a pure motivation. Let's say
Yeah.
they're helping people. The other thing is you have to realize that that is not real. That is not a real that's not real skin. That's not a real person, right?
Mhm.
And therefore, it does not require sleep or a companion or a therapist or go to the
Not
grocery
affected
store.
by not affected by the
Doesn't have to go to
environmental
the
drivers. Yeah,
bathroom, right?
exactly.
Doesn't go to the bathroom.
Doesn't have to
Doesn't
eat.
have a birthday.
Yeah.
It doesn't have family, so it's not realistic in that sense, right? So you can get something that is artificially made, like you can have fake flowers and you have real flowers.
Sure. Yeah.
Fake orchids can be beautiful because look, you just dust them once in a while. You don't have to worry about them,
So
but they're
true.
not the real thing and they don't bring you the same benefits, right? And in some cultures they even say the fake version brings bad energy versus the real version, even though the
Oh
real
yeah.
version may die and change and not be perfect,
Yeah,
right?
feng shui. Yeah, feng shui all the way. Yeah, exactly. I
Right.
totally get that.
So
Um,
that's how I think of it. I think of it, there could be good, but you also have to never lose your ability to question, is this good for me or not?
yeah. You and I, neither one of us had daughters, so it's hard to go backwards and say what I would have done right now had I had a daughter. It's always aspirational is one thing, but unrealistic expectations, like the filtered looks that we've been dealing with in the beauty industry, right? There's filters. I mean, back in the day, we used to call them Doris Day filters because there was actually like either Vaseline on the lens of a camera or cheesecloth to have you get this great filtered look. Believe me, I've asked my camera people a million times, where's my Doris Day filter, right? But it seems like there's just like a next level of that, which sort of has pivoted a big portion of Hollywood where to like this imperfect skin moment, not meaning like angry skin, but like naked skin and no filters and nothing. I think we've talked about, like Pamela Anderson, Jamie Lee Curtis, Hollywood that like literally are pivoting like 360 and saying, I'm going to just go all natural. And I, I don't, that's not me. So I mean, everybody else can go do that, but I love, playing dress up and doing all of that. So I just thought it was interesting as a community. It's super fun to talk about these things.
It's super fun to talk about because I also see, even from girlfriends, so not just from children, but even people my own age, from my own peers or whatever, I see there are issues of FOMO or insecurity because they're not happy. Like maybe they're not happy aging, or they don't feel 100%. So then they look elsewhere and they think, well, I'm not enough, or I need to be. No, I think that's very dangerous too. So the realistic part of it is, you know, we need to be reasonable and kind to ourselves.
Mhm.
Perfection is, and who's saying that that's perfection? I mean, that's just someone's interpretation of what perfection
Exactly.
is.
Yes. Yeah,
That's someone
yes.
else's interpretation. Like I always believe, like I've always been the makeup optional, right? I
Yeah.
could give a hoot about makeup. But you know, for some people, they'll say, "Well, you're obviously disrespectful. You're not polished enough." And I'm like, I don't even take it that way. I
Yeah.
take it that I'm coming with my heart. I'm being authentic. And if
Yeah.
that, you know, so how people perceive that's very interesting. How we have our own value system, and then how we have to all respect each other's, you know, spaces.
It's so interesting. I've got a real good friend of mine, and when during COVID, she let her hair go gray, and she just turned 60. So this was in her late 50s when that was happening. She let her hair go gray, and at that same point, she has two daughters, and she wanted to really put it out there that makeup doesn't make the person, right? So she went. Had her hair turn gray, and she stopped doing any invasive beauty treatments or any of the Botox, anything like that, and went makeup free. And when her and I will go out for dinner or go out for lunch, we laugh at each other. I come in there with full face makeup, my hair's all curled up, and we are like the best of friends. And we laugh because we couldn't be more different, but our value system is the same. You know what I
100%.
mean? So it's so interesting. It's just a personal preference. And believe me, when my skin feels good, makeup's optional. Yeah.
100%.
Um, yeah. So I mean it kind of all comes down to that. But it's so interesting because I'm getting in these AI filter conversations so often now. And it becomes this, I don't know. So I thought the community would weigh in. In fact, Jane says AI lacks the human touch. What we are doing with live streams is the real thing. Thank you, Jane.
It really is a real thing. And you know, AI, so you could use a filter, and you can have your body look better, your face, your skin will look better, but can you touch your toes? Can you stretch? Can you sit down? Can you walk? Like, you know,
Yeah.
what is your oxygen intake? What is your flexibility? These are the things that we lose sight of, which we should never lose sight of. We should be make sure that we can have, what did someone call it? The fungevity. You should still be able to have fun with longevity, right? Fungevity. So everybody's worried about what does it look like. They're worried about what the package looks like and not the contents, how the mechanism is working. And I, with Isomers and with our lifestyle, we've always thought about the mechanism. So we think about the mechanism inside the product, and we're thinking about the mechanism inside us. And we want them to be in their optimal state regardless of age. I always say I don't care what age you are in, what age you are, it's never too late, right? Because your
Never.
skin's a self-renewing wrapper, your body's a self, you know, you're still breathing, keep going. You know, you still have time to do things, but you can't let things fall apart. We just need to, that's why the anti-aging. For me, it's not the number, it's about falling apart. You don't want it to fall apart. You want to keep it together and working, even regardless of age. Like a vintage Birkin, who's going to throw that away?
Never.
Right.
Yeah, never. I
You're
have a
going to
friend
keep it
that
in really good condition, right?
you are, and you put a little dust cover over it. You keep it, you'll stuff it. Love that. We've got a question from Deborah. In what order would you apply Matrixyl 4, Redensify, and Vitamin C with Furlic before your cream and SPF? So the orders of that.
You could do the Matrixyl and then the vitamin C. That's fine. So I would do the Matrixyl 4 serum. Then I would put the vitamin C serum, and then I would put my cream or SPF. Depends on you know, if you want to do both, depending on how dry your skin is. Because sometimes you can just go straight from the vitamin C and Matrixyl to the SPF. And that's why you want the vitamin C after the Matrixyl, because you want the vitamin C right next to your SPF, or as close as you can get it to your SPF, because you
So
want
I
it to work with the SPF.
You guys, we've got the bonus size right now that is normally $240 down to, yeah, $59.99, 75% off. We've got the cream. Now, I disappeared from camera for a second because I had to go find this saying. Look at how crumpled it is. It's on the back of my garage door, and it says, "You can live to be 100 if you give up all the things that make you want to live to be 100." So We talk about, trying to be as good as we can, but that was a saying that my grandma talked about, and it was originally from Woody Allen. But you can live to be 100, and she did live to be 100, by the way, if you give up all the things that make you want to live to be 100. And she did not give up a darn thing. She danced and lived large and ran with gangsters back in the 30s. And I mean, she was really everything. But yeah, so I there's those things that you kind of like. I walk past this 1,000 times a day, and we were talking about the fungevity. You got to have your dose of fungevity.
You've
Kelly,
got to live,
wonderful seeing you.
squeeze as much as you can out of every single day and every single year. Squeeze as much as you can out of it. And by doing that, it's not, it's giving to yourself and making sure that you're in the best shape possible so that you can actually do other things, right?
Yeah.
So you're only, you've got the biggest thing is you got to serve yourself well.
Yep.
And the best thing you can do is learn about something like a vitamin C or learn about something like a simple routine, clean feed, correct, and then just keep it basic, keep it simple, but just keep doing it every day. And no, you know what? Maybe for a week or two or a month or 2 or 6 months, you won't even see anything. But here's the thing, later on, it all pays tenfold. When people ask me now, what did you do? How come you look like that? It's like, well, I've been doing this for like 30 years quietly.
Oh,
It's
and by
like,
the way,
it took me 30 years to become an overnight success, like one of those kind of stories, right?
exactly. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with your brows, but they are amazing today.
Oh, thank you. Nothing.
Love that.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what
Whatever you're doing, it's working.
it
And
was it's last 2 weeks I've been very stress free.
oh, yeah. Isn't it
See?
nice to be stress free? I know. It's so good. We've got a question. Kelly, what do you recommend for dehydration?
Dehydration. Dehydrate. First of all, hydration means you're dehydrated, so you want to hydrate. That's water. That is always hyaluronic acid. That's sodium hyaluronate. So you put that on first on a little bit of damp skin, and then put your moisturizer over top. That's going to be for your dehydration. I did the coolest demo the other day where I got a sponge, and the sponge was very thin, like very flat, like a wafer. It looked like a
Yep.
wafer. And I dipped it in oil, dipped the sponge in oil. I held it up. Nothing changed, right? The
As you say,
sponge was
yep.
still flat. It was just oily. The other side of the sponge, I dipped it in hyaluronic. Boom. It instantly doubled in size.
10 times. Yeah.
Right? So the hyaluronic side was big and juicy and squishy, and the oil side was flat. Then, this is what I did, is I took that oil side and I dipped it in the hyaluronic. Nothing happened because the oil blocked the hyaluronic from absorbing in, right? And so when people say I have dry, dehydrated skin and I'm using this and I'm using that, what order are you using it in? What format are you using it in, right? So if you want to hydrate your skin, cleanse your skin, put your hyaluronate on, right? The
Mhm.
serum, a little bit, leave the skin a little damp, put your hyaluronate on. Then put your vitamin C on if you want or whatever, and then put your moisturizer on, right? Then you put your fat or your oil or whatever it is on your skin to seal it in.
Yep, for your
But you
berries. Yeah.
can't use a cream or an oil and expect your skin to be plump and juicy because it doesn't have the ability to plump or juice. It doesn't, as my girls will say, because I came up with a new word last week, juicify. You want to
Juicify, longevity.
juicification.
Yeah.
Juicification. That's what it was.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Well, they keep putting up on our screen our After Sun, which is one of the other vitamin C products. That's going to be at Shop HQ right now.
That's for
So
the body, right? The after
yeah,
sun
that's
for
for
the
the
body.
body.
So here I got sun. I got sun. Yay,
Yeah.
last week. After sun is great because what that's going to do, it's going to mop up some of that residual, damage that's been on your skin because the damage happens, right?
Yeah.
So you want to clean that up. Then you want to brighten the skin. You want to work on hydrating it, want to work on resetting and balancing it. And then again, start the repair. So you've got the vitamin C, you've got the ceramides, you have the hyaluronate, you have other antioxidants like ubiquitone in there, coenzyme Q10. Very good for brightening, evening out, hydration.
And we'll talk
Vitamin
about
C is
that.
key, you
Yeah.
know.
And we'll talk more about that too, because I mean, we're talking all about really brightening the skin. And I think that's one of the biggest complaints, or maybe just struggles that people who are for sure, postmenopausal, 50 plus, are complaining about. They're like, oh my gosh, remember, if I would have just appreciated how glowy and gorgeous I was in my 20s, but guess what? You can get your glow back. You can glow up. Start, if you're not using a vitamin C, and I know a lot of you are, thank you for commenting. We're going to put you in for that Shop HQ credit, but it's never too late, as Manuela said. So we kept them 50 minutes talking about AI. We talked about myth busting. We talked about filters. We kind of covered that I'm gonna have chicken and cauliflower and a salad tonight. I've already planned it. Uh, but and sun is not a bad thing, and I love that we're able to have this community. So I want to thank Jane and Kelly and Deborah, and we've got so many people that are listening and with us right now. So that's really been super exciting. And you guys go ahead and keep shopping at Shop HQ, because Manuela and her team are adding new things all the time. So we won't have a live stream tomorrow, but we're going to have 2 again next week with brand new items that we're going to be adding in. I know, super
That's
exciting.
right.
So, but
There's just there was a little bit of a technical again, AI is behind the scenes. We don't just have AI for filters. There's also AI for shipping and receiving and product and da da. So, anyways, to make this happen where we can actually live stream, there's a lot of technology.
oh
And
yeah.
sometimes some technology doesn't talk to other technology, but now we're starting to get those technologies to communicate a little bit better so we can actually offer you more formulation. So you see, we're working back there. We're learning.
We're absolutely learning. So, you guys, I'll be live with Wake Up and Style on Saturday with Janae. So that's going to be exciting. And Manuel and I will be back again, I think Thursday and Friday next week. So super excited. I'll sign off by my normal spread the love. And I think that we talked about that. And I'm going to do like a little add on, spread the love, but don't forget the fungevity.
That's right, the fungevity. Fungevity is a good word.
Fungevity is a great word. And the last word is always up to you, my friend.
Thank you very much for tuning in, Kathy. Always, I love spending time with you. I look
So
forward
fun.
to our time together. And remember, people, good deeds, good thoughts, good words. And God bless.
Thanks, everybody.